A Central Valley father says a mistake he made at the age of 18 could cost him everything. Sam Belpour came to the United States from Iran as a child and is now fighting to stay in the country that he calls home. But he is in an ICE detention center. Fox 26 reporter Danya Romero spoke to Belpour about how he's coping.
Non-aggravated assault is what Belpour was charged with over 20 years ago. Tonight we hear the steps he and his lawyer are taking for his release.
It was a big punch to my stomach.
That's the feeling Sam Belpour describes when he heard his 90-day detention at the Mesa Verde ICE Processing Center in Bakersfield turned into 180.
They denied my release, and they decided to detain me based off of I pose a danger to the community, safety of other people, I'm a potential flight risk now, and I'm a public safety threat. And it's like I've been in this community for over 2 decades, and this community is wanting me back. You know, I've had over 100 letters from the community. That was to show that, you know, hey, I get along with my neighbors, I get along with the large group of people.
Belpour was hoping by now he would find out if he can stay in the country while going through the appeals process. Instead, he, his loved ones, and his colleagues at Pismo's Coastal Grill are still waiting.
It's called a 90-day review, but did anybody actually sit down and review anything?
Belpour immigrated to the U.S. from Iran to seek asylum at the same age his son is now, 3 years old. He was detained by ICE after showing up for an immigration interview. A prior conviction has complicated his process to reinstate his green card.
We applied for a governor's pardon, which we've gotten a response from, and we filled out all the appropriate paperwork and application process, and we're just waiting for them to go through and do the investigation.
The hardest part about this whole process, being away from his family.
I just need to know how I tell my wife I'm not coming home today.
We reached out to the ICE facility but told us they are unable to comment on the case. Belpour is the sole provider for his family, and without work, the bills are piling up. We will have a link to the GoFundMe over on our website. For now, in studio, Danya Romero, Fox 26 News.
Now, in a statement from Belpour's lawyer, they say all proper motions have been filed with the Board of Immigration Appeals, and once the case, they say, is reopened, he says he's confident he can become a lawful permanent resident again. Today, we talk with an immigration attorney to find out how difficult it is for people to find their loved ones once they're detained.
It can be very difficult, particularly if you've never been through this before. There is a ICE locator, inmate locator online where, ideally if you put the person's full name, country origin, date of birth, their information should pop up of where they're being detained. Ideally, right, it should work like that. Unfortunately, oftentimes individuals are detained and they're processed, but their information doesn't show up on the website.
Ibani has also told us that people may qualify for bond if they can show they are not a flight risk. Let's take a look at how many detention centers are in Kern County, for example. One is in McFarland. Another is the Costa Mesa Detention Facility where Sam Belpour is being held. And then there is the ICE detention facility in California City. Coming up later in this newscast, we will hear from a city leader who recently went into one of those detention centers. And now we'd like to know what you think. Should long-term residents without legal status be detained? Yes or no? Chime in with your answer on our website. All you have to do is go to kmph.com/poll to get involved in this conversation.